Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a podcast dedicated to Manchester United. I hope everyone is enjoying or finishing off their weekend. Some might be, depending on where you are in the world, starting off an early morning Monday. My Monday's not here yet. It will be in about 22 minutes. As always, late night recording the episode of the podcast, but I hope everyone is enjoying or everyone enjoyed their weekend. World Club Cup, or Club World Cup, sorry, has concluded with Chelsea winning. So Chelsea get another trophy this year, more money, and in the span of the Club World Cup starting and finishing, the Mbeumo deal has still not been completed yet. And during that time, Chelsea have got João Pedro there. So, and he has played and scored and won a Club World Cup. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe, whether it's on YouTube, Apple Podcast, or Spotify. And don't forget to follow us up on social media as well. Instagram, X, and TikTok as well. I made that second post of my trip to Portugal, the Benfica Stadium, as well as posting the photo of Ruben Amorim, especially, due to the fact that he did play for the club many years ago. He did play with Victor Lindelof way back when. I don't think it was that far back as going, but let's just say the last I think the last 10 years, like 10 years ago, they played together. So, but yes, going back to what I said about the Club World Cup and Man United being slower than molasses, which was the title of the previous episode that I talked about. And right now that's living up to its name, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, we're being tied to more Chelsea players. The Mbeumo deal is the third bid is being reported has going in this week. They want him for the tour. By the way, it is officially the 13th. Tomorrow is the 14th. And Saturday is our first preseason match. We're playing Leeds in Sweden next Saturday. So we're seeing how it goes. Again, this transfer window has stalled. It kicked off great with Cunha, and then after that went downhill. Is United screwed at the moment? The answer is yes at the moment. Will they be screwed for the remainder of the transfer? The answer is I don't fucking know. My apologies for the language. And again, we're being linked to players. And is this window being shit? Yes. One, we got one signing that we wanted. Two, the second signing that we're aiming for and working on hasn't worked out yet. The players that we want gone aren't being sold. Jadon Sancho wants more money as he leaves for Juventus, potentially. Antony has no fronts there, as well as Malacia. Garnacho and Rashford's attitudes are probably holding them back. The news this week of Garnacho being granted permission to train with teammates for the tour was yes, and now it's being denied as that never being true. Rashford has returned to Carrington, but he's not practicing with the first team. He is just using the facilities to practice for himself. So, yeah, this transfer window has sucked. It has. And a lot of people have gone back to the Bruno Fernandes, deal. Should he have been sold to Saudi? Because we probably would have had some of the deals done already. So, listen, in the end, you can debate about it. You can talk about it. Should he have been sold? Should he have gone? The answer is we will find out in the future if it should have been done. Like, as of right now, in the shortcomings, yes, the funds would have been there. We could have had Mbeumo. We could have been built, had additional players. We could have potentially had his replacement already. So we're there. So we have Listen, a lot of things I wanted to discuss on this episode of the pod, and just jumping right in. Um, and you have to talk about the transfers. You have to talk about Mbeumo, and you can talk about how frustrated the fans are with Sir Jim. Um, it's like they're waiting for him to drop some dimes and put it in. And maybe the Glazers should just throw in some money to help with our PSR and reduce the debt. That would be fantastic too. But we could dream. I am really all over the place with this episode. I do apologize. Let's go back to Mbeumo. The deal still isn't done. There's still like the third bin, from what I'm reading, has yet to go in. So that's going in this week. So again, going back to it, just to repeat or recap, it's only been 6 minutes into the pod. We've had a Club World Cup. Chelsea has won it. And the third bid hasn't gone in yet, and nothing has moved forward with Mbeumo. So, shit. Now, a lot of people are hating on Ineos for not taking the steps up and hurrying up. You can give them some blame. You can talk about the funds. The one thing is, there's some debate. I'm sure there's not really a debate. I'm just showing the word or saying the word debate, which I think kind of should be a debate. Is Sir Jim being responsible, or is he just being cheap? The answer is a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. We're going to go with answer C, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he could potentially being cheap because he doesn't want to spend. He's also possibly being responsible because, well, we're in, according to them, financial ruin. He doesn't want to overpay for players. So there we are. Especially with news of other players being sold for around 55 million, like Alenga, João Pedro, all going for around that fee. And Mbeumo is looking at potentially getting they want 65 million. So over 70 million in total, probably they're looking for. They believe this should be a fair price of Cunha. Well, Cunha, the reason why his price was that was a release clause for Wolves. It wasn't a transfer fee; it was a release clause paid. The transfer value should be around what Chelsea and other players have paid for their players, like Newcastle, like what they paid. So here we are. But it's two steps. It's one step forward. We're 50 million steps backwards now, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a dilemma, and we haven't sold any players. We're making money off of conditional sales because of other players going to other clubs. The Alenga deal we made money off of. The Fernandez deal from Benfica to Real Madrid, we made money off of that. There's another sale coming in where we're expected to make around 3 million there. So we're making outgoing sales off of sell-on clauses, which is not working, which is great. Like, don't get me wrong, that's money in the bank, but it's not. Let's sing and joy to the world, ladies and gentlemen. We're making money, but it's a debacle, to say the least. So yeah, the Mbeumo deal is nowhere to be done. I'm probably going to have my birthday before the Mbeumo deal is done. We're probably going to have the preseason tour already done before the deal is done. Maybe Manchester United will be sold before. Maybe Radcliffe will be selling the club before the Mbeumo deal was done. That's just being dramatic. But here we are. We're getting news about the project for the new stadium before we have a new player signed. That's a distraction there. We're what was it, day 42 we are? Just yeah. Either give them what they want or just tell Brentford we're not interested and we go find another player. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We need a backup goalie. And Binder may be there for the preseason, but we'll see how he does. Onan is out for a minimum 6 weeks. Could be missing the opener, which is, it's literally 6 weeks away. So, or literally a month away, sorry. Let's just double check. Let me just get my lovely internet browser up here again. Let's just confirm. Let's look at here. I'm just on MSN as I'm getting everything ready. So yeah, Prem League. Actually, United's first game. Sorry. Sorry for the little dead air here. Just getting the Man United schedule up. So Leeds, West Ham, Bournemouth, Everton. We got lots of stuff going on here. When is that first? August 17th. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just count that again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So at the earliest, we are expecting him to be back for the Fulham game. Fulham or the Burnley game. That is literally when we're expecting Onana to be back. So we would have Bayender for potentially 3 starts. Now, Bayender last year was up or down. He played well in the Europa League. He did play for the Europa League games and all the other cup games. He got his rotation in. So right now, it is we're in a dilemma here. So, and there's talks with about getting Emi Martinez from Aston Villa because they need to make sales. But right now, again, this is adding to the dilemma. And I shouldn't really be reporting dilemma, especially when United have made some sales, some signings. We've sold some young players here that are going to be going to the academy, getting that boosted, which is a benefit. Developing the academy is there. But those guys won't be ready for a couple of years. Again, we're hoping for Leon. Leon expects to be starting, and I like the attitude, but we don't know yet. We won't see how he's doing until Saturday. Sorry, as they play against Leeds. We know what Cunha is capable of. So we'll see how that goes. But again, we're in that transfer era where we're screwed. We don't have any sales going. We're linked to about a bunch of different players. So this is basically a repeat of last week's episode of just stating the same thing. So that, yeah, again, I'm going to be repetitive this episode, and I don't want to be, but there's other things I could talk about. I can. The one thing that's also come in is that Barcelona want Rashford. They don't want to buy him. They want to loan him because they don't want to pay his ridiculous salary that we have decided to give him. So we're there. Gyökeres is finally gone. So that's there. So United can just move away from there. I think they've already moved away from Osimhen. They've, So there we are. And nothing with Garnacho. It's just you see him making a stupid Instagram post. We're seeing him doing whatever. So that's where we're at. I keep saying where we're at there. So, but let's look at other things as well. Yes, I mentioned the young signings, which is good. We have made signings. We made one official signing, and then we announced one that we made back in January. But can we, in the first week of practice has happened this week, training and everything. And I guess the positive is you can look at when you review the first week of, again, I do apologize for being all over the map today. Because again, you're looking when you're prepping an episode like I was, and I basically did cover the majority of it. Like, again, talking about Onana, Gyökeres has moved on, which means we have to find another striker. Goalie is more of a priority than the striker right now. But yeah, Mbeumo gone, Rashford loan. You already covered that because again, nobody wants to pay his salary. So Rashford, the one thing is I'm probably gonna like the one thing I'm going to mention is when we're paying these players now because they're back from loan. But the thing is, if we only sell Malacia, Sancho, and Antony, Rashford and Garnacho are still part of the club. They're still being paid. Are United willing to just say, have fun training and doing whatever and not getting any game time because right now we don't want you at this club? Like, Rashford no longer has a number. Garnacho, maturity hasn't there. Like, and I know there's been talks about Ben Jacob, or what Ben Jacob says about how the way Ruben Amorim is, and I'm okay with that. But right now what we're seeing is Rashford and Garnacho, just their attitudes when told by the manager what needs to be done. But let's look at the first week of training. You see some good things. I reposted a video of Manchester United, the movement, and you saw the Xerxes little goal there, the little trick goal, which was fun, which was great to see. You're seeing the way Cunha is moving the ball. You see him just fighting through, like saw him plowing through De Ligt, and De Ligt trying to just struggle to get there. So we saw that there. The one thing that has been the tale of this week is the United players coming in leaner. That's basically it. Like Xerxes, it looks smaller. Casemiro, which I did mention last episode, looks even thinner. Højlund looks thinner. Luke Shaw has dropped a few. And again, like everyone's just like, oh, that's good. It is good. In a positive way, it is good because Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Højlund, it helps them reduce their injury. It helps Xerxes reduce injuries. Same with Casemiro. Højlund, I think him staying, this is the one thing I'm going to say. In the 2 years that Højlund has been here, he has never had a proper preseason. His first preseason, he came in late. He had the back injury, so his season even started later. Last year, he had the hamstring injury, which didn't get him to debut until at least October. And so this is actually going to be, hopefully, knock on wood. If you didn't hear that, he needs this preseason as well. I think that's going to help. Everyone does look like they're in more shape now than they were last season. The question is, what's going to happen now? Is that going to make a change? That does happen with movement. But here we are looking at, a leaner squad. It does help with reducing injuries. When we have players with occurring injuries, for example, Højlund has had injury since joining the club. Xerxes, who had his hamstring injury. Casemiro, obviously with his age, him being back in shape. And when you look at the way he was going into Ten Hag's second season to now, you can definitely see that man was really out of shape. And now, even from January and on, you've seen that shape get back. So he looks fitter. Luke Shaw definitely looks like he's fit. He's definitely shed, especially with the way he's had injuries, especially with the way he was last year. Luke Shaw came back, got a calf injury. Like, again, him getting back and being healthy, that's an addition there that does help as well, especially in the rotation. And then, having Højlund be leaner too, because again, shedding that weight, the size, moving through for what we need to do in transition. Even Xerxes as well. Xerxes coming in last year, I think he underestimated what the league was going to be like. I think now with him taking it a little bit more seriously and understanding what needs to be done, you'll see that that's a good thing to have. So that's where you look at the beginning of this possibly to overlook everything that's been going on this transfer window. Seeing that there is a positive. That doesn't mean we're winning the Prem, but that is a positive in for what it is. But like here we are. But having that there, hopefully reducing the injuries again. We'll see how the game goes on Saturday. We are playing Leeds. We'll see who's playing. You're going to see a lot of rotation, again, as much rotation you can get. So we'll see how it goes. We're then on to the U.S. tour. So we're slowly, we have to start seeing things there. It's just a matter of how we're going to like it. I'm sure the first game is, I'm sure everyone's going to critique it, to say the least. But yeah, like, am I happy with the way the players came in and look like they're actually physically fit? Yes. And I think the rest of did help. I think now that and also I think having no Champions League, no additional tournaments does help this club. It helps them to get to where they want to be as well. So, and then one thing I'm surprised, Ruben Amorim hasn't had 150 interviews this week. I'm surprised TNT hasn't been at Carrington right now asking for 50 different quotes on, hey, what do you think of this, this, and this, and this? So it's just a matter of just waiting, and we have a transfer window that needs to be done, but we need to sell players too. So it's and that's basically it. I can go on, like, now to look at it here, my final segment, and I again, I do apologize for sounding sporadic in this episode of the pod. Don't get me wrong, I always have been. It's but let's talk about the fan base this week, and I know we have. I heard a comment this week, and it really annoys me. Like, again, I am a fan, and I am doing a fan podcast of a club that I love. I am doing, like, I do, and I do listen to other fan channels. I do see things on Twitter and everything. Not just Twitter, Instagram, all social media platforms. The fans just giving their opinions, and also fan channels, the way they act too. Some fan channels are creating the chaos. The fan support is definitely feeding the fire to what the fan channels are doing. To hear that Ruben Amorim may not be here at Christmas time is ridiculous. That Rashford will be still at the club before, like, will last longer than Ruben Amorim. That is the dumbest thing. Like, when you have fan channels saying there's the support and everything, and then going out with a comment saying that Rashford will be here longer than Ruben Amorim, basically reiterates that some of the fan channels, and some of them do say it, some of them do make great content. I'm not just hating on all of them, but I'm just saying is there are fan channels out there and fans out there that are just so negative that Fabrizio Romano has had issues over the last week or two about how the fans are just getting upset with the reports and everything, and how Fabrizio's made comments. But our fan base has definitely been, in the last 2 weeks, I understand frustration, but there is a level, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to literally step back and calm our fucking shit. And I'm sorry for the language, but let's be real here. I understand the Mbeumo deal is not going well. There's been talks over money, and I know United have always been slow, and you can blame Sir Jim, you can blame whoever, but let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. We can have our frustrations, but when you're having fan channels literally basically saying if Ruben Amorim doesn't get off to a good start, he may not be here. You're having fan channels, like I mentioned, saying Rashford will be here longer than Ruben Amorim. Basically, you're just giving up, like, the fans. And I get it. You can say that you're a fan for the longest time, but right now we're hearing the backing, which is good. We know they're going to back them. They know they're going to understand the criticism. Ineos with Barada, all of them, like, we know. We know it's going to be a tough road. It always has been. I know the last 10 years, yes, here we are. The last 10 years, it hasn't been good. But we are in a fight. We are in a battle. It's going to take time. They have to get everything correct. And if this is the first step where we have to go through shit and being 15th, yes, then we have to be in shit. Yes, keep continuing on about the 15th. Yes, I know we haven't made the right signings, but make things work. We have to see how these, like, I know some of these players are not for Ruben, but he's working on getting rid of the players that are not in his system that are potentially a cancer to the locker room, and they're out. Those 5 players will not be attending the tour. They're not. They're not. Like, I know Onana and Hoyland were talks there, but they're still staying, and Amram will still find them as factors there, but the 5 that are gone are gone. So they're making the right steps to getting rid of the 5. And I get it. The transfer window has not gone great, especially with other clubs making their moves. And yes, you can hate the ownership, but man, can we just tone it down? Like, some of the comments you see, again, like, sometimes the fan channels fuel it to the point where they're making it even worse to be supporting this club. And I'm not going to quit on the club, but can we please take a step back? Can we not say that we're giving up on this club already? Like, there's people here saying, I'm done with the club. You know what? If you're done with the club, goodbye. So long. See you later. You know, like, all this stuff about Ruben Amorim out. He didn't do anything to really convince us and do all this stuff. And why is he moving on? Like, I'm not saying there's no faith, but I'm definitely saying there's people out there that are not like, the people want a Premier League title tomorrow, but not willing to see the effort to build and get that. So, and they're going to use the words, we are Manchester United. Actually, yes, we are Manchester United, but we're also shit. It's the truth. We finished 15th. We lost the cup final. Couldn't really score any goals. Struggled with injuries, players' attitudes. Maybe things are going to change, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe they're going to take the next steps and get there. Maybe. But it's going to take time. It is. That's my moment of a rant. Short, sweet, done with it. That's my rant. I do apologize for any language used. And again, I'm not hating on fan channels and fans. I'm just saying what I've noticed, like, especially in the last 2 weeks. Like, we can be frustrated, but if fan channels are moving towards that and fueling it and giving certain comments, and those fans are feeding off it and building it, then, you know, the fan, like, everyone wants a Premier League title tomorrow. As a United fan, you have to wait. It's not going to happen overnight. It's definitely not happening this season, ladies and gentlemen. If it does, and it does, so be it. If we win this year, great. Perfect. We have something to be proud of. But guess what? That doesn't mean, like, so, or we can be facing relegation. And you know what? Maybe we do get relegated. I'll still be supporting the club. I'll still be doing episodes of the podcast if we got relegated. But I don't think we're getting relegated. Just to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we're going to be at that point. But everything that we saw Ruben do, we saw improvements, we saw glimpses. We also saw what is not working out either for certain players too. So we saw positives and we saw the negatives. Actually, you can say there are a lot of positives with Ruben. You can see what's capable with his system. The positive is we saw the players that don't fit. We saw the attitudes. We saw the things that were working out. We saw that all there. So there we go. There were positives. you can say that. You can say that was there. You can say that there was a lot of mistakes. You can say players were not fit for his system. Because guess what? Players look leaner this coming into this week. They look more in shape than they were in that system a couple months ago. So definitely something happened. Things are looking in the right direction. So we saw positives. So that's where I'm going to leave it at. I'm going to end it on those positive notes right there. I hope you enjoyed this sporadic, chaotic episode. I've done it multiple times with others. So, yeah, I will be back later on in the week, especially with us coming up to our first match of the preseason, which is next Saturday. So I'll probably be back mid-week, let's say Wednesday, Thursday, maybe, with an episode. So tune in for that. Don't forget to subscribe, whether it's on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. And don't forget to follow on Instagram, X, and as well as TikTok. Search by the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. To those that have started following me on Instagram, thank you to those recent ones. I do apologize for not posting anything recently. I really need to get back on that. Just like I'm a little slow, ladies and gentlemen. My time management is poor, so I do apologize. So yeah, make sure to follow me on those platforms, subscribe, leave a comment, whether it's positive, negative, give it an up and a down. What did you like? What you didn't like? If you want to ever collaborate, please shoot me a direct message, whether it's on my social media platforms, and we can chat and get something set up. And if there's any other Manchester United fan clubs or fan channels that listen in and talk, let's set something up. Maybe we'll see. Yes, that's asking a lot for me, who's just starting out a couple months ago, or a few months ago now. I'm at a few months. I'm beyond the couple months. I'm at a few months. March is when I started. Yes, so I'm at a few months now. I'm past a couple months. So, but yes, that's it for today's episode. I'll see you back later on in the middle of the week. Enjoy the start of your week as well. And if you're just finishing off your weekend, I hope you had a good weekend as well. So yes, I will see you guys later on this week. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.